Hello once again. In this video I'm going to show you a way of running third-party gyros with Jeti. This is not going to be with the Jeti Assist with the receivers with a built-in gyro. That's a different matter altogether. For the purpose of this video I will be using a little power box iGyro 1E, but it could be a 3E, it could be an ACT Fuzzy Pro, could be Bavarian Demon Cortexes, etc. So we're going to create a new model. I'm just going to call it test for the moment. Be nice and simple. And the reason I'm creating a new model rather than show you an existing setup, you'll see in a second. Be happy with just one aileron, that's fine for the moment. Tail to engine count. Here, if you scroll down here, you find use gyro 1, gyro 2, gyro 3. I've tried using these and they do have some handy features, like they'll keep separate settings for different flight modes, in the same way you can have separate trims in flight modes. But they also didn't quite behave at travel values and such like the way I was expecting them to. And when it comes to programming and tuning a gyro, I want to understand exactly what the radio is doing. And so for that reason, I don't use these. That's simply my reason. If you have managed to understand exactly what's going on in the software, then by all means go ahead and use it. Now, functions. This is where we're going to add gyro. This will be the gain channel. Or I should say the gain function. And I'm going to use P8 here. But importantly, I'm going to center it. So instead of going from 0 to minus 100 plus 100, or so I should say switch centering off, it'll go from 0 to plus 100. And the reason will become clear. Say OK. On to the next one. The system's automatically assigned channel 5 as gyro gain. On we go, create and activate, yes. Pair the receivers now, yes. So excuse me for a second, I'll do that. It would help if I put the battery in the right way around. There we go. And I will need to put the gyro gain into number 5. Sorry for the view swinging around, but I'm having to hold the camera in one hand. Okay, we should have, there's our aileron servo, there's our little gyro which will affect things. Now then, we're going to menu. What we can see if we look at the servo travels, number 5 was allocated to knob 8, it's the gain. And if I turn the knob fully left, the gain is 0. If I turn the knob fully right, it's plus 100. I cannot get it to go below 0 onto the negative side. And the reason it's doing that is, if you remember when we set up the function, I pressed the centering button, switching centering off. So it only goes from center out to one end. And the reason I wanted that is that the iGyro, like many gyros, offers both heading hold mode and normal rate mode. And if the travel is in the middle, the gain is off. If the travel goes to the negative value, you go into heading hold mode. If the travel goes into the positive value, it increases gain in the rate mode. And at the moment, I only want the gyro to work in rate mode. If you're quite happy for it to try swinging the knob to the left from center and get heading hold mode, and try swinging the knob to the right and get rate mode, then when you're doing the function assignment, do not switch off centering, and then you'll get the travel either way. But this means that you can get the full range of the knob. So rather than just middle going into heading hold mode and middle to the right going into rate mode, it's actually off there and all the way up to 100 there in rate mode. So for instance, I turn that down to there, channel 5, it's 0, come over here, swing the gyro, nothing. Turn the gain up a bit, swing the gyro, something. Okay. Now, that's fine for the moment, but I'm going to suggest to you it is extremely important that you can instantly switch off a gyro when you're in flight. Should the gyro come loose in the model or just go nuts for some reason, you could lose control of the model very fast, and so you need to switch it off. So how are we going to do that? Well, we'll mix the gyro back to itself at 100%. So whatever rate it's at, it'll put in the same negative rate and take itself to 0. So we go into fine tuning. Oh, come the long way around. Add from gyro to gyro. Master value will be -100%. Go into advanced, set the switch you want to use. I've standardized on this switch for my models as the gyro switch, gyro on, gyro off. You can see I've labeled them. In case you're wondering with these, I used a little bit of that aluminium duct tape with the lettering is Letraset. And that gives you nice looking stuff for your transmitter. So put the switch to the on position. This will be the mix to send it off. So choose my switch, switch it off. There we go. Say OK to that. Now let's look at the servo travels. Remember, channel 5 is my output. Gyro is on. If I turn the knob, 5 should come up like that. And look at the servo. Yes, there we go. Now I'm flying around. I've found whatever particular gain I'm happy with. And suddenly something goes wrong. Or I'm not happy. I want to switch the gyro off for whatever reason. All I do is flick the switch and the gain will go to 0. See, the knob is still there. If I swing the knob, channel 5 doesn't move. Doesn't matter what position the knob's in, it is locked at 0, and you can prove gyro isn't working. Switch it on. I've got the gain back. Here we go. Okay. Now it's handy, of course, not to accidentally switch your gyro on or off if you're fiddling around trying to switch rates or other things on or off. And you can do that in trying to remember now. Sounds on event. Go into there. Add the switch. Move it to that position. Say OK. The file. I have a file called gyro off and gyro on. If your transmitter doesn't have these, go to the website rc-thoughts.com click on the link at the top that says TTS, which is text to speech, and type in the phrases you want, and you can get WAVs to download. Now, it's a long way to scroll down to get to next at the bottom of this page. So from here, scroll backwards, so anti-clockwise on the scroll wheel, and it jumps to the bottom of the page, which is next. Press the button. So rather than go back, again, turn the wheel one click anti-clockwise, and it jumps to the bottom of the page, next, bottom of the page, next, bottom of the page, ooh, nearly there, next, gyro off.
Gyro off.
Lovely. Add. Move the switch to the on position. Say OK. Come across here. Anti-clockwise, one click, anti-clockwise, one click, anti-clockwise, one click, anti-clockwise, one click. Gyro on. OK, so now as we move the switch, we'll get a warning in case we thought we were moving something else.
Gyro off. Gyro on.
And just to prove it, there we go.
Gyro off.
There we are.
Gyro on.
You've done your few test flights. You've determined that you like this particular value. But what happens if you nudge the knob? You could end up with far too much gain or not enough gain. Right, here's how to fix that. Let's have a look at the output. We know it's channel 5, 59%. Right, let's go to fine tuning, function curves, gyro, go into the curve, change it from a standard to a constant. See, at the moment, if I swing the knob now, it just goes along the 0% line. So we come down, go into here, into that point, and take it up to, what was the value? 59%. Or whatever value you want. There we go. Now, it doesn't matter what you do with swinging the knob now, you're stuck at the value you've selected. So just to prove it, gyro is working. I can turn the knob down to 0, has no effect. It's fixed at that percentage, but our off switch will still work.
Gyro off. Gyro on.
And there you are. That's how to, my suggestion anyway, on how to set up a third-party gyro with Jeti. Have fun.